and increasing project management skills. And started running a few years ago. We started doing the new member orientations, and I helped revamp the mentoring program. So that's that job. My second job, or I should say my other real paying job. I'm a senior, project program manager. I've been, I got over 15 years of experience in project management, working in the IT area. I spent most of my career, like 25 years in the healthcare industry. I've spent over 4 years in the pharma industry, plus 2 years in the telecom expense management industry. And right now, I actually just started in January. I started working for a company called Carlisle Interconnect Technologies, which is located in St. Augustine, Florida. At some point this year, I will be moving to Florida. So that's one of my goals this year. So no more snow for me. And I am PMP certified since 2011 and SAFE certified since 2016. All right, so enough of me. Now I'm going to introduce Abdullah, who's the current CEO of PMO Global Institute and PM Aspire Singapore. So Abdullah is a serial entrepreneur, angel investor, and a passionate PMO professional. He's the chairman and key contributor to the PMO Guidebook development project. He has certification body of the CBDPML certification, which is expanding knowledge of PMOs worldwide. So we'll get more into the whole PMO as why we're here today. Abdullah was awarded as the most influential CEO of 2018 by CV Magazine UK for learning and development. He's the creator and architect of the world's first artificial intelligence-based PMO software and AI-driven PMO model. Among his other creations include the award-winning multilingual exam simulation platform, which is available in 7 international languages and being used by more than 100,000 users in 120 countries. That's pretty impressive. He's very passionate project management speaker and has spoken in more than 20 countries across all continents. As the CEO of the Global PMO Institute, his mission is to make PMO learning and tools available in 200 countries in the next 3 to 5 years through community engagement, knowledge sharing, and partnership programs. Next, I want to introduce Corinne O'Brien, who's the Vice President of Europe and Latin America, PMO Global Institute. Hi, Corinne. She's responsible for promoting the PMO learning through collaboration and the partnership program. Corinne is also an expert communicator who has benefited from engaging in multiple work experiences across industry verticals, including finance, education, and hospitality. She has a deep understanding of the diversity of project management, gaining cross-cultural expertise from operating in 6 countries across 3 continents over the past 16 years. Corinne understands how hard it can be to drive constructive and lasting change in organizations. By sharing the knowledge of the PMO Global Institute's CBDPML framework and guidebook, she strives to change the fabric of PMOs across continents by ensuring PMOs are not simply performing, but succeeding, thriving, and speaking the same global language. And last but not least, we have Nurtilla Ahmedi. Nurtilla is the event and accreditation manager of PMO Global Institute. She's responsible for promoting PMO learning through organizing events and podcasts worldwide. As a result of many years of event management experience, she knows how to combine a perfect operation with exactly the right tone of voice, client relations, and event planning. With vast knowledge of meeting design, Nurtilla knows how to get the very best out of your events and how to structure content to ensure the very best return on your investment. Nurtilla has in-depth experience conducting interviews, presentations, and moderating various events. She's committed to expanding the PMO knowledge by connecting with people from across the globe, showcasing the CBDPML framework, PMO guidebook, and creating success stories for organizations now and into the future. And those are your hosts for today's event. So we welcome all of us. And you.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you. That
Thank
was
you.
a lovely introduction. Thank you so much. So let's begin. Let me just minimize this. So welcome to Fast Track Your PMO. So today we are going to have loads of learning objectives actually. So there are many for us today. We are going to learn how PMO setup works and teach you some tools and techniques on how to set up a successful PMO so that you can start using these techniques in your workplace. We will also increase your visibility and become a part of the largest PMO global community. Also make use of the best practices in PMO and increase the success rate for your projects. And this event is, you will get to earn 2 PDUs. So you might be wondering what you will benefit from this event. So all of the attendees, so all of you will get the chance to have the associate membership for free. Which also you will get the chance to download our CBDPML framework. Of course, get access to the largest PMO community. And during this event, we will be having a contest. So we will be having a small quiz, which 5 of you will get a chance to win a regular membership. I will be going into that more a bit later. So also, if you would like to become CBDPML certified, we are offering 10% discount to all of you interested. So the quiz, it will be good, of course, if during this event you will be taking notes, because we will be having a small quiz and most of the questions will be related to what we will be discussing. From this quiz, there will be 5 of you who will get the chance to win a 1-year paid membership at PMO Global Institute, which is worth $89. With this, of course, this comes with many features like case studies, materials, but the best thing is that you will get the chance to download our PMO guidebook in a digital copy. So about us, our main goal is to expand and the knowledge on PMO worldwide. And currently we have members in 100 countries, and our aim this year is to be a part over 200 countries, so around the world, of course. Also, we have partners in over 50 countries, and this is expanding every week. So what about PMO? 46% of PMO directors say that their organization does not understand the value of project management. And 68% of stakeholders perceive their PMO as bureaucracy, but we know that this is not the case. So now I would go on to the challenges of PMO, but before we move to the challenges of PMO, I would also just like to, what is PMO? We have taken a definition from our PMO guidebook, so from the PMO Global Institute guidebook. So I would like to read this to you. A project management office is a group consisting of internal and external entities, which defines, maintains, and ensures standards for project management to deliver strategic initiatives. So before we move on to, explaining the challenges of PMO, let's have a 3-minute kind of exercise as to why PMOs fail. So maybe share at least 3 to 5 points with us. Maybe you can share them in our chat box, and then we can discuss further about this. So 3 minutes. Come on, I'm waiting in the chat box. Okay, wow, that's a lot. So focused only on timelines, lack of commitment, lack of alignment, no support from other areas, lack of empowerment, lack of leadership, too rigid, I missed that, lack of standardization, lack of PMO sponsorship. So you kind of have the idea of the challenges that PMOs are facing: lack of communication, lack of accountability. Okay, so 2 more minutes. No KPI to demonstrate business value. That's a good one. So what else do you guys think that, are the challenges? Any other ideas? Business strategy. Let's see. Poor stakeholder management. Also, zero appetite from corporates for being industry standard. So these are some really good points that you are mentioning. I agree with a lot. Yeah. Lack of alignment with organization business objectives. Okay, so you kind of have the idea, and yeah, it's very true. Clearly defined business objectives. So scope too broad for number of colleagues involved, too big of a bite. Yeah. So actually, these are loads of challenges that PMOs face, and I would like to invite Neil to mention a few other challenges that PMOs fail, and the challenges in PMO, especially in South and New England. So Neil, let me just go to the next slide.
Okay, so I've actually worked with a few PMOs in my tenure, and I can definitely tell you that some PMOs that I've worked for, they're pretty good. Because one of the larger companies, they have the resources, they have the needs, they keep up with their documentation, communication, etc. And I've worked for a PMO recently where they just call themselves a PMO, but they had documentation that hasn't been updated in 5-10 years. And there's no lack of communication, there's no process, there's just, yep, we're a PMO of PMs, that's it. Now go PM your work. So I'm like, why are you a PMO? I mean, what are you doing? So that comes to this point of 75% of PMOs fail, which, I mean, for me, I think I'm like maybe 1 out of 3 PMOs were successful. So it's almost in line with this percentage. So the question is, why do they fail within the first few years when they start up? So if you can, I'm not seeing anything on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Just keep hitting enter. Just show all of them at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, just show all of them. And I'll just kind of walk through some of these. All right. So we kind of listed out, over the next 2 slides, we'll see some of these, clearly, everyone in the chat had a lot of different reasons. So we're highlighting some here for you, but there's a lot more, but we can sit here all day and talk about challenges, right? But a lot of it is about value. So, it's like someone said, what value, what benefit are you providing? There's no metrics, no KPIs to understand if you're bringing value to the business. And as some of you said, lack of senior sponsorship, lack of leadership. They're obviously inexperienced. If they're failing within the first 3 years, they don't know what they're doing. It's like, where are they getting their information from? Are they certified? Or they're just calling themselves a PMO. Maybe they have no vision, no strategy. And maybe they're just like what we call project police, where they just tell people what to do, but maybe they don't understand the impact of their policies, because they're lacking of their vision, they're lacking their mission, their goals. are not clearly defined. And therefore you get low project success because you don't have any processes, your tools stink. Yeah. Yeah, if you can just mute them, that would be great.
Yeah. How has the relationship been where when you call me and
Was someone asking a question?
Not sure.
Okay. Yeah, if everyone could just hold off on questions or put it in the chat, that would be great.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can go, yeah, so basically I was saying there's low project success rate because they don't have any good tools. Like I said, they don't keep up with their documentation of ever-changing policies that the company has. They're not adapting to the company's policies. There's no real process. It's just, you know, willy-nilly, just manage your project the way you want. So that's part of that. And then we can go to the next slide, Nurtilla.
Yeah.
All right, so how do PMO benefits the organization? So some of the things are, you know, top-down strategic alignment within the PMO and the business. So you clearly have defined strategies, goals to deliver that value, consistency, and accuracy to the organization. You know, and like I said, it's beyond, you know, time, budget, cost, you know, the three pillars. And you have strategy decision makers on your team and from leadership to give you that strategic, you know, decision making. Of course, you know, we all need to complete our projects, right? So, you know, you drive towards that project completion. You provide training, mentoring, coaching, you know, which is pretty huge. Because the one that called themselves the PMO that I worked for, there's no training, no coaching, no nothing. And you want to make sure that that company is providing organizational standards, best practices. They have a central repository for all the documentation. You was one-stop shop. You know where to go to get your information. You're not, you know, trying to find information in 10 different places, which I've had the experience of. And to analyze important organizational data like time to go live, you know, how long did it take? You know, we get back to those KPIs and metrics. How long did it take for these projects to go live? Did you achieve your goals? Etc. So those are just a few things, a few challenges and some benefits to some of those challenges.
Thank you, Neil.
And that's it.
Thank you so much, Neil. That information really helps us to know more about the challenges that PMOs face. Next up, I am going to just stop sharing my screen. And so next up is our CEO, Abdullah. He will be talking about this event, Fast Track Your PMO. And he will be sharing lots of information. So please take notes because there will be loads of questions in the quiz regarding what Abdullah will be explaining.
Hi, thank you, Natila. And oh my God, there's a lot of participants we have today. And first of all, thank you, Neil, for the nice introduction you gave me. You made my day. Thanks to Neil for the great introduction. Yeah, so how are you, everyone? It's a Saturday morning. I'm not seeing anyone. Come on, everyone, please come on video and give a smile. Everyone, 1, 2, 3. Everyone, come on video, please. Yeah, wow. Hi. Let's take a picture. Everyone smile, and we're going to have this, Saturday morning picture together. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Next, hold on. Where is our the second page members? Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much. Big claps for all of you to wake up early in the morning and join this session. Big claps for all of you. Thank you so much. It's going to be just fun. Saturday morning, just chill, just have fun. We're not going to talk too much of what PMO is drying out, right? It's more like, what are the techniques we can use to improve the PMOs. All right, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. All right, so can you all see my screen? Yeah, you
Yep.
can see this, right? Brilliant, 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 fantastic. So just one information that just based on these session, I think there will be around 10-15 questions coming at the end of the session. There will be a small quiz. That will be more like, not like a quiz, it will be more like a games. We'll play games together. And as Najla said, and you'll get the paid membership of the PMO Global Institutes, and you will get the digital version of PMO Guidebook. The digital version access to this PMO Guidebook. So hopefully, that will be a very interesting read, for those who will be winning this today's session. All right. So PMO, we all know, it's a very interesting area. Very, this is an area where we can do a lot of things. So we need a bigger community to work on this, to improve this, PMO journey. And one of the concepts we know that, PMO, in a simple word, we can say there has to be a purpose. And Peter Drucker said, if you can measure it, you can manage it. So PMO, one of the objective of PMO is to, break it down to some extent so that you can really, really measure it. And finally, we cannot settle down. We have to continuously improve the PMO's, performance. And nowadays, we are also working on to create a model how PMO is not just considered as a cost center. PMO could be a profit center. Do you know? Anyone? Actually, PMO could be a profit center. Anyone agrees? Anyone agrees? Yeah, profit center, right? Possible. Yeah, so we can talk about this, how actually PMO from a cost center can become a profit center. And when we can connect these dots, you'll see your sponsor will be giving you a lot of money and sponsorship to do more into your project management office. Because many of the cases, as Neil has talked about the challenges, many of the cases top management actually get fed up, and they don't get motivated because they don't see much values from their PMO in short run. But there are certain ways we'll talk about this model, how we can really bring some values and make our sponsors happy to get more investment to improve our PMO. All right. So one of the questions possibly will come: what does PMO stand for? So I'm just can I actually share this information that it may possibly come in the exam?
No.
Or in the quiz? Oh no. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. So I think we all know that what could be the KPIs and all these things. But before the KPIs, I think very important that we check what are the challenges we are facing, what is our expectation from the top management, what are the business objectives we are serving. Then we can actually always come up with the nice KPIs and everything. So I'm skipping this part and going straight to the business and the PMO frameworks that we have developed, which might help you to manage your PMO very simple, very simple. There is a very simple framework we have, and this simple framework is actually available in this guidebook called PMO Guidebook. And also, I will request our organizers, if possible, please share the framework along with the email that we'll be sending to all participants. The framework, please do attach the framework along with the email so that everyone can have a copy of this. Right, so this is the guidebook of PMO Guidebook, which actually talks about certain standards of project management office setup, manage, and challenges. So this particular framework, we actually call it CBPMO framework. All right, CBPMO frameworks, which stands for Certified Baseline PMO Consultant. Right. Okay. So we have actually put a lot of efforts to actually to develop this framework, and it has been. There are certain case studies where actually we are seeing a lot of good feedback and easily deployable kind of framework. I'm just giving you an overview in a few minutes that how this framework works and how easily you can actually adapt these frameworks within a week. It's very much possible. You can still actually apply it within short period of time. So first of all, this framework has 4 layers. How many layers? This might also can come in the games, like 4 layers, right? So yeah, I'm not going to give the answer. So these 4 layers, covers first this foundation layer. There's a foundation layer, all right. Then we have these executable layer, right? Then we have the supportive layers, and also we have this leadership and sponsorship layer, right? And we all know that many of the PMOs fail because they don't get much sponsorship from the top management. And today we'll be discussing how we can actually get sponsorship from the top management using some simple techniques, just simple techniques, right? Anyways, this framework can be applicable for small and medium-sized PMOs. For large PMOs, I'm sure the large PMOs already they have some kind of framework in place. However, you can always take good practices from this framework as well. So the first portion of the framework, if you talk about the foundation layer, actually covers from business objective to PMO Chatter. Again, I'm telling you, the first foundation layer actually starts from business objective to PMO Chatter. Many of the cases we think that when we are starting a PMO, probably the first thing we are going to do the developing the PMO Chatter, but you'll be happy to know that as per this framework, the PMO Chatter comes after a lot of exercises, Even we come with a PMO Chatter, we have at least 10 exercises to complete first, then we come and do the PMO Chatter actually, right? So let me explain how these particular things works. First of all, we need to have a dialogue, meetings, interviews with our stakeholders and the management to learn the challenges as well as what is their expectation, what are the problems they want to solve, right? Probably that goes through a very deep dive sessions. Then we basically need to capture it. Then the second layer, the strategy is to actually come up with a PMO strategy, and this PMO strategy again depends on health check that you do for your PMO, maturity assessment, then you define the functions, then the PMO roadmap we develop, and the PMO Charter. Lot of buzzwords. Let me explain in a simple language, very simple language. First of all, let's talk about our management. We talk with the management, we do the assessment of the PMO and the stakeholders and the environment, and we come up with, let's say, 10 problems that the organization wants to solve through the PMO, right? 10 problems, and we set the business objective that we'd like to actually solve those problems. Then the first thing we can do if you already have a simple PMO, if it be supporting PMO or any other PMO, if you already have a PMO, then our recommendation will be actually do a health check. You'll find a complete health check checklist, primary checklist in the PMO guidebook actually, right? So once we have access to this guidebook, you can actually get this checklist, simple checklist. It's more like you have a headache and you go to the doctor and you ask can you check what are the problems we have, and the doctor asks you a couple of questions, very simple questions. Have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? And quickly you come up with an observation that possibly I see there is a potential you have problems in this particular area, and this particular area. That could be your probably you're not doing risk management, probably you're not doing project performance reviews properly. So you come up with high level kind of checklist that these are the potential area where you need to improve. This is possible output of health checkup. Very quick test. Once we have this, then you send the recommendation to your management that as per my assessment, these are the area I think that needs to investigate further. Then you can always go with a deep dive maturity assessment. Again, in the PMO guidebook, you'll have a detailed long list of maturity assessment scoring points, right? So we have divided the maturity assessment into 5 layers, into 5 specialized area, and there are point-based approach questionnaires in each areas. And based on this assessment, if you do this assessment, the Excel and the assessment tool will automatically give you where do you stand. So are you in maturity level 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Okay, 5 means you're a very optimized or a very mature kind of PMO you have, right? So most of the cases, just one question. Any idea based on this maturity assessment to all of you? Any idea based on this maturity assessment? What, and if you consider this maturity assessment level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and 1 means there is no processes, almost no processes, and 5 means there are very mature processes, right? Any idea, according to global statistics, what actually, how many PMOs actually are in maturity level 1 or 2? Any wild guess? And when I said maturity level 1, actually there is no processes in place. Maturity 2, there are some kind of processes, right? Any idea globally, not just in US, globally, what is the percentage of PMOs they still belong to level 1 and 2? Any idea? Nicholas, what do you think? Kevin? Any thoughts?
I'm guessing 70%.
70%. Very good, very good. Kevin, what do you think? Kevin, you're with us?
55.
How much?
55.
55. Rob, what do you think?
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers in the chat. 60, 70, 80.
60, 70, 80.
50,
Yeah, one of the
75.
statistics. Yeah, one of the statistics we came across where they figured out about 80 to 85% PMOs around the world still belongs to level 1 maturity. Can you believe it?
Yes.
Can you believe it?
Wow.
That means we all PMO consultants and PMO professionals actually have huge opportunities to improve this skill, isn't it? Huge opportunities globally, right? So, I mean, unbelievable opportunity to improve this particular profession actually and the practices, right? Very good. Thank you, Rob, Kevin, and Nicholas and Neil for participating. Big clap for all of you. Thank you for participation. Yeah, give me some energy. Thank you. All right. So now, since we have done the maturity assessment, now we know what are my key pain points, what are my objectives, and where do we stand? Where do I stand, right? Based on the maturity assessment. Now we have to do a detailed exercise, which we call actually the analyze and define PMO functions, right? This is very, very important. Now we go back to the the business objectives, and we find out what is the capacity of the PMO we have. What are the current functions we are serving? Functions may include like giving supports, giving templates, giving like be part of their status meeting, doing the audit for the projects, right? So list down all the functions that you want to perform from your PMO, right? Very, very important. So one is wish list, another one is the problems. Few functions is coming from your problem list, right? From the management. Then you have the wish list. You're taking the wish list from the gap analysis you're doing from the different stakeholders, and you list it down. Let's list down like 20 functions. 20 functions your PMO can actually perform 20 functions, but do you really have the capacity? Do you really have the capacity to perform these 20 functions? Functions mean focus areas, right? Focus areas. Audit could be one function, project review could be one functions, right? Managing projects would be another functions actually, right? So now what you do a detailed level of roadmaps. Okay, in roadmap, we divide into two parts. Number one, we first select, okay, I have 20 functions, and define, can we really have the capacity to do 20 functions? Let's say we have like only 5 people in the PMO. So let's pick 10 functions and decide, okay, next 3 months, I can perform function 1 and function 2. Next 6 months, I can perform function 3 and 4, and gradually scale up, right? So then again define, let's say audit service is one of your function from the PMO. Define as is state to be state. Again, I'm telling you the status. In the roadmap, you have two areas. One is as is state, What is your current, capacity and functions, and to be state. In to be state, where do you want to go, right? So for each functions, you define current state to be state, and also you define the timeline. All right. So let's say if I want to introduce this audit service under PMO, then I decide next 3 months. Currently, I only can actually, currently I do not have any tool at all to do my audit. So first thing first, we need to have a tool and a checklist to audit the PMOs. That should be part of this, and we call this process called 2PG actually, right? So you define your deliverables, your timeline, and your outputs, and you define it in your roadmap. And we have seen in different, depending on the size of the PMO, we have seen, many of the PMOs think we cannot actually go and manage all the projects. So basically, let us be only on the supportive mode for next 1 year, right? Just put it there, no problem. Another, those PMOs who are into operational and doing good, they can even come up with a roadmap for next 3 to 5 years. Yeah, but our suggestion is always better to actually have a shorter, roadmap also, like give a next 1 to 2, 3 years of roadmap, then learn from the exercises, then you move forward for the next phase of the development, right? So in the PMO roadmap, this particular document is very, very important, where we basically define the phase-wise deliverables from the PMO and the expectation from the PMO, right? So we done the PMO roadmap now. Now let's go and do your PMO charter. Any idea what is a PMO charter? Anyone? Let's see extra points. What do you think? What is a PMO charter? And what is the expectation from the charter? You know this? Give a thought.
Outline of how the PMO is going to operate and what the goals are, I believe.
Yes, plus also, if you notice in this framework, before even we come up with the PMO charter, right? And PMO charter, like a project management, PMO charter is also like a commitment between the the PMO sponsor and the PMO top management and the PMO. It's a commitment, but you do commitment based on what? Based on the roadmap, right? That you're committing that, okay, we are setting the PMO, and I give you the commitment as a PMO head that next 6 months I will deliver you this, next 1 year I will deliver you this, next 2 years we can go to this level. So it's not just a simple charter. So if you do a PMO charter, we need to do all these things like this health checkup, maturity assessment, define the PMO functions, do the roadmap, then the PMO charter. Right? That means a lot of exercise needs to be done even before we become and sign off our PMO charter and this commitment. The moment you sign the PMO charter and the top management gives you the approval, then your project begins. So let's start with the phase 1. Let's just say in phase 1, phase 1 is like 3 to 6 months time. In phase 1, what you can deliver. And if you ask me if it's a new PMO, I always say in phase 1, it's very easy to actually make your top management happy. How? Let's do this gap analysis and develop this 2PG. What is 2PG? Look at this. These are terms called 2PG, means policy, procedure, and governance. Right? So capture all those and develop your 2PG. Again, your 2PG has to be in the roadmap, right? Because if it is a department, you need to have your policy for the department, how your department should run, how the protocol should be, how the procedure should be, right? So the first thing first, depending on the current capacity, you need to develop your 2PG. 2PG is actually registered term of PMO Global Institute. So policy, procedures, and governance. So you can easily develop this within 2 to 3 months for a small and medium-sized organization. 2 to 3 months, right? So and develop this policy procedure, make it a bind it like a book like this, and give it as a gift to your top management. I mean it. The moment your top management have a policy books like this, they will be more than excited. Oh, I see something coming from the PMO, right? They start realizing some values and benefits from the PMO they are investing, right? So first thing, make happy, make the policy and give it as a gift to your top management, right? Okay. So now you have the policy, procedures, and governance. Now why not actually do a small POC, right? A small project. Okay. By the way, am I taking longer time? Natila, you should remind me. Yeah,
Don't
because I
worry,
will
I
the
am
whole day then.
7 to 8 more minutes, but I will remind
Fantastic.
you. Don't worry.
Fantastic. The critical parts we have already covered. No worries. All right. So basically, then the PMO should actually take a small project and do a POC based on the governance that you have developed, right? Do the POC, define the KPIs, parallelly develop the capacity building for your PMO. All right. And have a, evaluation on a quarterly basis or monthly basis or weekly basis, depending on the kind of PMO you are, right? And also, I think in the PMO guidebook, you also have a checklist and some metrics, how based on the functions, how you can actually, define your ROI, define your, KPIs. As well, also, there will be some examples how practically you can actually, do your ROI, return on investment on the projects, right? So very interesting with real examples and all. So this is the execution part. During the execution part, you track your PMO performance continuous basis, and it goes through this maturity improvement phase by phase. And also during this whole practices, you have your supporting departments, right? You have your supporting departments. So on the right side, this block and this block, these are your supporting functions. So you need to have a structured PMO structure. You need to have a succession plan. I have seen many PMOs where the head of PMO left, and then next 1 year the PMO is shut down. Nobody is there to take over. Have you seen like this? I have seen. Yeah, that means there was no succession planning in the PMO, right? So again, getting and finding a qualified PMO is also a big challenge nowadays, right? Very few good PMOs around the world nowadays. So this is an opportunity also to actually share this knowledge and make PMO experts who knows how to set up a PMO and manage a PMO. Actually, it's a big good career opportunity as well. So also there is something called Agile PMO. Any idea what is Agile PMO? Right. So again, the PMO could be the PMO is there, but this PMO drives by Agile philosophy, and there are some real practical simulations are there. Maybe in future we have another signature session, Neil, which is Agile PMO session, right? It takes another at least 1.5 hours. Maybe next year we can come up and share these thoughts that how actually your PMO could be an Agile PMO and how you can really take benefits from this Agile PMO. Very interesting PMO models PMO Global Institute actually has, right? And also on the other supporting part, you need to have stakeholder engagements. Very importantly, PMO technology stack. Go for a simple technology stack where all of your reports can be generated from one single system, right? We have seen many PMOs, they use Excel, they use this system, they use SAS system, document management system, project management system, 4 or 5 systems many of the PMOs use, and that becomes very difficult to manage this operation, right? So we recommend that you go for a simple system, very simple system, where you can actually generate all of your PMO reports from one system, right? So PMO Global Institute actually has a software called PMO baseline PMO software. You can try it out, and if needed help, they can also help you out. A lot of PMO ask me, Abdullah, how we can, what KPI should I set for next 3 months for my PMO? I always say, generate your monthly PMO status report and project status report from your software, right? And we all know in a project status report, if it is generated from the system, you have the plan versus actual, you have the risk status, you have the issue status, you have the change management status. So if the system is generating these reports, that means your PMO, everybody is actually aligned into one system. People are registering risk into one system, and also everybody is actually giving inputs to the system. And this is very important because PMO plays with data. PMO drives with data, right? So having one single or a combination of system, a digital tool is very important to make your PMO successful, right? And very importantly, the last piece, the last section, the 4th pillar of the framework is the PMO leadership. PMO leadership. What do you think? What role should the PMO leaders should play for the PMO? What is your expectation from the PMO leaders? Anyone? Nicholas, what do you think?
I think the PMO leadership should be really focused on keeping the strategy on track and making sure they're engaging in the executive leadership and business, meeting the business objectives and making sure things are moving forward with, the strategy and keeping in line with the charter.
Brilliant, brilliant. Big class for Nicholas. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right. So, so you see, many of the cases we have seen, the top management, once they have a PMO, they think everything will be green. All the projects will be green, right? Because we have a PMO, we have a department dedicated for project management, right? And probably one of the big challenge for the PMO head to set this expectation, bring this expectation down, right? And make it a reality. And to make this reality, that's why you need to have these exercises, to have this health check, maturity assessment outputs, as well as the roadmap, where you clearly show them, phase 1, I can deliver you this, phase 2, I can deliver you this, phase 3, I can deliver you this. Right. So this expectation layer needs to be handled properly. Number 2 is that, many of the PMOs fail because they don't get strong sponsorship from their leadership team. Right. And that's why this PMO guidebook has a whole section how you can, be a better, leader in PMO, apply emotional intelligence. And what could be the possible scope of sponsorship? How really you can help your PMO to grow, to get support, to get the positive vibe from the top management so that they can experiment and they can grow gradually, right? So that's all. This is the kind of summary. I think, Cherry Evans has a question. Cherry, do you have any questions? Can I answer? Cherry, you have raised your hand. No worries, keep your questions reserved, and at the last 10 minutes we'll be taking questions, and we'll try to actually give you the answers. Any questions related to PMO, we'll try our best to actually give response within our knowledge. Thank you for listening to me, everyone. Right, thank you very much, and thanks again, and take care. I'll be here standing by for you.
Thank you, Abdullah. That was a brilliant presentation, like always. So I'm sure all of you got loads of information about our framework and probably took notes for the quiz as well. So next up on the stage, I would like to invite Corinne. She will be discussing about the careers in PMO. So she will be telling more about that. So Corinne, do you want to share your screen?
I will, Atila. I can't do it at the moment. It says it's disabled.
1 second. Oh, Abdullah, can you please make me host, or Corinne, because I can then...
I forgot. I'm in charge now. I forgot. All right, let me make Corinne the host.
Thank you.
Great.
Here we go. Brilliant. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming to listen to us on a Saturday morning. I can understand why some of you are hiding behind your videos. I think I would be too at 9 a.m, but luckily it's 3 p.m. here in Spain. So welcome, everybody. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about careers in PMO. So here are a couple of the roles that you might see within a PMO. So we have the managers, the officers, the sponsors, directors, a PMO lead. There are lots of different roles within a PMO. We think at PMO Global Institute that the whole industry really needs to change their mindsets when it comes to PMO, and this is going to be a big job. We want to improve productivity and accelerate time to market, and of course satisfy sponsors quickly. One way you can do this as part of a PMO is to identify the champions within the PMO. So a champion is a person who loves the process and they get the job done. In the chat box, please, can you write PMO if you are working in a PMO now, or if you've ever worked in a PMO in the past? Can you just type that in the chat box, please, guys? PMO. Let's have a look. Wow. There's loads. There's loads of you. Excellent, excellent. So how about, let's have a look. How about Jessica? Jessica, would you mind sharing your experience within the PMO with us? Jessica.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jessica.
So yeah, I work in PMO. I'm a program manager. I've worked in a PMO for the last 11 years. I think we're probably doing much better now. When I first started, it was like me and one other person, and the person running the PMO had, you could tell they really were not sure where things were going. We had no structure. We used Excel, Word, whatever we could do just to get projects done.
Yeah.
Now there's like 6 of us, and we, I think I've been there the longest, but we're trying to figure out, we have like a maturity model. We have some templates and standards. We're down to maybe 2 programs now. So we've come a long way, but still a long way to go.
Yeah.
Our executives now look at us and see our value. In the beginning, it was more, can you set up these meetings and can you take the minutes and tell us what we need to do after? But now it's more like, oh, we need you to lead. And it's pretty much almost having us do a lot. We have to kind of pull back and say, wow, we're going to delegate that to the people that know what they're doing versus just doing everything. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. So would you say that you're kind of learning on the job and your colleagues?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I started, I was learning too, like what should a PMO look like, because I didn't have that person above me to tell me. So we sort of, me and my coworker figured it out sort of along the way, created our own templates and sort of pushed it through the top. But now I'm still learning every day, but I feel like I'm mentoring more than learning at this point. So
brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant, wonderful. We have done a lot of research over the last 3 years to over 100,000 project management professionals. And that comes up quite often, actually, Jessica, kind of inexperienced or accidental PMO. So you get somebody who is a fantastic project manager. So, okay, there you are. Run the PMO now, and it's completely different, isn't it? You know, it's different policies, it's different mindsets. We are finding that a lot. We are, absolutely. Do you feel like you're getting success now within the PMO?
Oh yeah, like I said, I think the biggest success is that the executive team recognizes our ability to, if we're not involved in a project, they feel as though it's not going to be successful. So sometimes that's a double-edged sword, because now they want us to be involved in everything. But just them acknowledging that we bring our expertise and that we're able to help for the success of strategic initiatives at the organization is a big deal.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Absolutely. One of the struggles of a PMO, I think, is convincing the sponsors of the benefits of it in the first place. And even if the PMO is successful, you know, some organizations will say, okay, job done. We don't need a PMO anymore. And this is what we're trying to do at PMO Global Institute. So we are trying to set the global language for PMOs. We do find that PMOs are often all over the place. They're not aligned with the business objective. And this is a big part of our framework and our guidebook. So there are 3 ways that you can sort of drive the change for PMOs within your network and your community. One of them is to become a member at PMO Global Institute. So at the moment, a little bit later, we're going to have a contest where 5 lucky winners will win the paid membership. What you can do is you can all become an associate associate member for free. If you want to be a learner and you want to look more in depth at the guidebook that we have, please become a member for $89. Here you can download your own version of the guidebook, so you can have a look at it. There's policies, procedures, everything that you'll need to implement or to improve a PMO. The second thing that you can do with PMO Global Institute is to become a CBPMO consultant. So this is our certification. And as Abdullah described, it gives you ultimate knowledge and backup to implement and improve PMOs. So you're looking at policies, procedures, governance, evaluating the ROI. You have software as a consultant to take into organizations and to prove the benefits in real time. So we see the guidebook and the framework as the theory, the knowledge that we're trying to share. But then the software itself, this is the practical side to actually get into organizations and really prove the benefits of a PMO. So you can become a CBPMO consultant too. The third way is to become a CBPMO instructor within your communities, local, across the US and across the world. So the only people who are authorized to be a CBPMO instructor is our business partners. As part of our business partnership, you receive all the materials, all the resources, and all the knowledge that you will need to train CBPMO consultants within your network. This way, you can be part of changing the mindsets. You can be part of the drive to improve PMOs. And what we want to do is just lower that PMO failure rates. 75% of PMOs are failing. If we can lower this, we can change the industry and save billions. Millions. So let me put my details into the chat box here, guys. And if you have any interest in being a CBPMO consultant or an instructor, please just pop me an email. And thank you, everybody, for listening. That's Careers in PMO.
Thank you, Corinne. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So let me just share my screen. Corinne, can you let me share my screen, please?
Sorry, 1 second.
Nowadays, meeting in Zoom are so different.
I thought I was a professional, but not today. Apologies. 1 second. Where are you?
No, don't worry.
There you are. There we go, Nicola. Sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so I would just like to go over our events for this year. So our signature events, of course, Fast Track Your PMO, which we are having now. And then we will be having this year, we are planning to have the dynamics of Agile PMO. So if you are working in a corporation, huge business, then this is a really, really knowledgeable event. And we will also be having another event, how to carry out PMO maturity assessment. This is more for advanced PMOs. So please become an associate member with us, and you will get, of course, more information regarding the events and anything else that we will be doing. So let's go on to questions and answers. So let me just actually stop sharing and read the questions here. Okay, so let me just go to the first one. I hope I don't miss any, but if I do, then just feel free to, copy paste it again. Okay. So how do you compare CBPMO framework with Axelos P3M3. So this is from Mahmoud. So Abdullah, would you like to maybe comment on this, give an answer to Mahmoud?
Yes, certainly. You see, there's no comparison. I know the Exelos P3M3 is a very, very good framework. I think both actually complement each other, right? You know, when you're applying your PMO, take the best, the good things from the good frameworks and apply this. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Abdullah. Okay, sorry, I'm very slow at this because I'm trying to not miss any of the questions.
I think there was only that one so far.
Okay, okay, can you, okay, so I was trying to go from the beginning and I could see all like the others that they were commenting. So anyone has any other questions, feel free to ask now, and then of course we will be given all the answers.
No questions? Yeah, that means
There should be some more questions.
The framework explanation was pretty good. Except that.
Okay, so we have one question from Kevin. Does your model talk about VMO and tie to things like OKRs?
VMO means you talk about value maturity model kind of things. Yeah, actually, a lot of concept actually inspired from OKR actually, right? So good. Actually, both these models and the knowledge is quite a vast one. We were inspired by many of the models and the theories. So it slightly touched upon to those knowledge area as well. If you just go read this PMO guidebook, I think you can sense it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah. Another questions I think came is that will we be able to get access to the presentation after the virtual session? I think yes. Right, Chris? Yeah. So hopefully, please do send the presentation slides copy to Neil, and Neil, please do share with the audience. Yep.
Okay. So we'll wait for a few more questions. I think we have some shy people here. Okay, so we have one more question. Are you certified consultants, independent practitioners? Sorry. So that's from Sashi. Are your certified, so he meant, are your certified consultants independent practitioners?
I think we've lost Abdullah.
Okay.
I didn't understand.
Yeah. Did you understand, or do you want me to read that again?
Yeah, no problem. So are you certified consultants, independent practitioners?
I can explain.
Sure, please, Shashi.
Please,
Okay.
Shashi.
So my question is, you went through the certifications. So, and you talked about consultants, right? PMO consultants. So are they all independent practitioners who adopt your model and implement?
Yes.
Actually, I think it's enterprises, mostly actually the enterprises, because we our certification model is that independent consultants are getting this certification, becoming the experts in this particular framework, how to apply this, and they're going back to their organizations, and mostly they're actually applying. This is one portion of it, and we have many of our instructors and partners also. They are independent, consultants, and they are also actually, using this framework when they're doing their consultancy. Hope to answer your questions. Thank you, Shashi.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so we have a really good question from Robin. So my company does not see the value of a PMO. What would be the first step to get leadership interested in the value of PMO?
Neil, would you like to address the question?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, try it.
What would be the first step to get leadership interested in the value of a PMO? Well, I guess my answer would be, you basically need to show them proof that it's going to improve the current, projects that are going on. How are your projects doing now in the company? Are they failing? Are they currently, going over budget? Are they taking long to complete, or maybe they're never completing, etc.? And you can explain to your leadership that the, PMO will put structure around all the projects by coming up with that, standardization of, strategy, alignment, documentation, processes, governance, everything that kind of Abdullah that mentioned, as part of that framework. And then that will show the value of the project. So, like you said, you do that little POC in the beginning to kind of show them, hey, let's take a few projects and run it through this process and see how it works. And then that'll give them the confidence to, move forward. So.
Oh, perfect. Neil.
Exactly.
Good class.
How'd I do?
Fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you, Neil. So we have another question from Wilson, and I hope I'm saying the names right. Can a PMO be successful if it belongs to one vertical? For example, my company has an IT PMO, and I find it to be a conflict of interest. The PMO serves IT first, business needs second.
Very good question, Wilson. You see, PMO, in many of the PMO we have set up that actually, these are functional PMO, right? So, and many of the cases, many of the large, many of the organizations, especially mid-sized organizations, they, why do they need actually PMO? Most of the cases, if it is an IT company, if it is a large organization during this, digital transformation age, the organization is moving towards, digital transformation, and there is a lot of projects, lot of loads under these, IT departments. Yeah, recently, last year we implemented one IT PMO. It's a big, large NGO, and there were like 40 projects going on under this IT division, and these are all actually mission critical projects. And in this particular structure, there were kind of like functional type of organization, but the IT was quite big. So the IT came up and said, we need to actually, we delivered like 30-40 projects a year from the IT itself. So they needed to actually set up a structured process within the IT department. So that's why, they created a separate, they created a subdivision within the IT PMO. They have their own dedicated resources as PMO, and they actually managed it. So that means actually, you can have PMOs under the functional departments actually, right? And many of the cases we have seen that once the functional department's PMO is getting, visible, they're showing some benefits, then the top management is saying, okay, why not we scale it up to other departments? And gradually they scale it up to other departments, and gradually they set up their enterprise PMO. Right, so I think in the department, look at the departments where most of the projects are running out. Yeah, and address those projects, manage those projects better, then you can always actually scale up. Thank you. That was a nice question, actually.
Thank you, Abdullah. So we don't really have any more questions, but I see that Sherry, I don't know if she's done it by mistake, but she's put her hand up. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, so we have one other question from Beatrice. What systems do you recommend for a PMO?
So when you say a system, you mean like any software systems? Yeah. So you see, yeah. So actually, we don't want to actually recommend any specific software, but look for software actually which are very simple, which can actually which actually can run both of your traditional projects as well as agile projects, and these are flexible, and you don't have to depend too many tools like, you use these 3-4 tools. You look for a solution which is very simple, and actually it gives the reports that you need to deliver every month to your management, right? So I think there are a few out there in the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdullah. So any more questions before we go on to the contest, the quiz? And I hope you are all ready. I hope you have been listening and taking notes, because there should be really good questions, and 5 of you will get to win. So we are very excited about this, actually. Okay, so I'm not sure. I don't think there are any more questions. Of course, if any other questions come up, please feel free to ask at the end. So we'll go on with the contest, the quiz. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Okay, so first we are going to do a quick warm-up. So, you get the chance to know how this works. So let me just press play. So please, hopefully you have your phones with you, and go to the browser. Go to your browser and write down kahoot.it. Once you go there, you have to put your name and surname, and then we will give you the code to join. So join at www.kahoot.it, and then I will be giving you the code. So as soon as you all join on your phones, we will be having, see it says waiting for players, so we will be having all of your names joining very soon. Neil, yay! That was fast, Neil, thank you. Abdullah, Wilson, Paul, Nick. Okay, so you don't really need the pin, you already see it. Great, okay. Nick, Jessica, Colin, Robin. Okay, so
do we think Abdullah should be allowed to play? Do you think that's fair?
Actually, I don't think so.
No.
I was just testing the system.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 21 till now. We'll wait.
Great.
Ahmed, Joe, 23. Okay, so we are joining. That's really good. And Anna is joining too.
Everyone, we have 44. Everyone has to join. Everyone,
yeah.
please.
We won't start until you all join. The music is fun too.
Not really. Is anybody having any problems? Oh, Pam. Okay, Pam. So you go to kahoot.it on your browser, on your phone, and then you write your name, and then the next step is the game pin. Let me type this in. 0111.
Okay, so 24 have joined, 25, Kevin has joined now, so we'll wait because I know there are many more that will be joining. You all would want to win this.
So this is what I get when I do kahoots.it.
Right, that's not the right thing. No, try, I think you're on kahoot.com there, Pam. Can you just double check it's IT?
That's kahoots.it.
Okay, let me just check.
Putting in F. I think she's putting cahoots instead of Kahoot.
Okay.
Ah, okay. One, yeah, no S. Kahoot.
So 28. Someone left. Who was that? Abdullah, you?
Pin first and then name. Thank you, Nate. Thank you.
All right, let's start the trial then. It's just a
Yeah,
trial
so
one, by
yay,
the way.
Pam, you're here. Brilliant.
Okay, so we'll start this, and then of course we can carry on with the right one. Okay, so I'm starting. So this is the warm up. 3, 2, 1. What does PMI stand for? Positive Managers Included, Project Managers Institute, Project Management Involved, Project Management Institute. So we are getting answers. Let's see. Okay, yay. So 27 said Project Management Institute. Great. So let's go to the next one. Oh, before we go to the next one,
Sorry.
that Neil was the first one. Well done, Neil. And then Tessa, Cram, James, and Dan. So this is the
I'd be in trouble if I didn't get that one right.
You would.
Yeah. Okay, so
Is you do not try pressing it on your screen on your computer and not on your phone.
okay,
Yes.
so where is the PMI Southern New England chapter located? Malaysia, the Philippines, Sri Lanka, or the United States? That's a hard one.
None of the above.
Yay!
100%.
United States. Okay, so this was the warm up. So I think that so Wilson was the third one. On the second was Tessa, and first, let's see. Woo, James.
Ooh,
Okay,
James.
so this is the warm up. I think that you all are pretty good at it. So let's move on to the contest, to the quiz. Are you all ready?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so one more thing. So you have to do this again. Okay, so let me just. Okay, so go to the kahoot.it and then press write the pin 9850850, and then like the warm up. So you will all be joining, and then we can start the quiz. Okay, so that's good. Woo! This is so exciting when I see loads of you joining very fast.
Don't forget what the prize is, Natilla. It's worth winning.
Yes, it is. It is.
I won't answer fast, I promise.
It's almost like you've done this before, Neil.
I think so.
32. Excellent.
Okay, so anyone else is still joining, or should we start? Is anyone writing in the chat? Okay, Nate just joined. Okay, so anyone else joining? I'm not sure if they are having problems, because I see now 31 where there was 32. So Karina, is anyone typing in the chat box? Because I can't really see it since I'm sharing.
No, I think we're ready to go.
Okay,
Good to go.
Just so we know. Okay, so I will start. Okay, so are you all ready? For the first question, what is the role of a successful PMO professional? To manage all projects of PMO perfectly, to manage only the strategic functions that are offered to stakeholders, to manage all functions of a PMO, or to perform PMO functions at a high level to generate greater value? Okay, so 20 got the, okay, so James is the first one, and then Kevin, Sayoko, Marie, and Jessica. So well done, but we have, of course, more questions to go. A PMO should always align with the business case and strategy, business case and objective, business case and policy, and none of the above. So let's see about this one. $30. Ooh. So Nate is in the first place now. Jessica, Kevin, Alan, and Nick.
Where's James?
Yeah, James, where are you? You're in the first place.
You got slow on that one.
Let's move on to the next one. One of the objectives of setting up a PMO is what? To share money, to optimize resource utilization, to share files, or to share devices. So let's see. Three, two, one. Okay. 29 to optimize, set to optimize resource utilization. So let's see who's the first. So Ellen is in the first place now. She's leading. Jessica, Nate, Kevin, and Nick. So let's move on to the fourth question. Why does the PMO typically fail? So you have to know this because we've been mentioning this 100 times. Inexperienced PMO, sponsor does not realize PMO benefits, failure to streamline processes, and all of the above. So let's see. Yay, 24 said all of the above. So who is leading now? Nate is leading now, and then Kevin, Jessica, Nick, and Mahmoud. Well done, guys. So this is still, so we are in the fifth question. What does the PMO approach mean? Project measure optimize, purpose measure optimize, program measurement optimize, pizza, margarita, onions.
I like the last one.
Let's see which one it is. 18 said purpose measure optimize. So let's see who is leading now up till the fifth question. So Kevin is leading. Jessica, Nick, Mahmoud, and James. Okay.
Nick is on fire. Nick is on fire. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's on fire. Well done. So let's move on to the sixth question. What are the common KPIs of a PMO? Improve project completion, improve stakeholder satisfaction, faster time to market, and all of the above. So 5 more seconds to go. Ooh, that is high. 30 said all of the above. So let's see now. Oh, so it didn't change. Kevin is still in the first place. Jessica is on fire now. Nick and Mahmoud and James. So well done, guys. Let's see the seventh question. What does the PMO guidebook stand for? Guide to Project Management Office, a guide to the Program Management Office, a guide to the Portfolio Management Office, and a guide to Pizza, Margarita, Onions.
Did you guys eat that last night?
22 said a guide to the Project Management Office. So they got this correct. And let's see now the chart. So we have Kevin still in the first place, Jessica, Mahmoudik, and Sayoko is here. Hi, Sayoko. Okay, so let's go to the next question. How many layers does the CBPMO framework have? 3, 4, 5, 2. So this is where Abdullah was discussing and sharing all the information, which was so helpful. So let's see. So 19 of you got this correct. It's 4. Kevin is so determined to win. He's not moving there. Well done, Kevin. Mahmoud, Sayoko, Tessa, and Jessica. Well done, well done, well done. Okay, so this is the ninth question out of 10. The PMO strategy component is linked to which layer in CBPMO framework? Foundation layer, executable layer, supporting layer, leadership, and sponsorship layer. Foundation layer, 19 of you got this correct. Let's see. Kevin, first place, Mahmoud, Tessa, Neil, and
Oh, hey.
Sassy. Hello.
I'm not supposed to be there.
Oh my God.
All right, I'll get the next one. I'll get the next one wrong. Don't worry.
No.
Okay, so this is the last question. So all of you, good luck. What is the name of the PMO certification from PMO Global Institute? Certified Baseline PMO Consultant, Certified Baseline PM Consultant, Certified Baseline Project Consultant, Certified Baseline Pizza Consultant. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see. 22 of you got it correct. It's Certified Baseline PMO Consultant. So let's see. Number 3, Sashi.
Sashi, congratulations.
Congratulations. Mahmoud is
Mahmoud.
second and first. Let's see.
Kevin.
Oh,
Well done. Congratulations to you. And that run. Okay, so we have 5, as we said. So let me just go.
Sally and someone else.
Sally and yeah. So the top 5.
Mahmoud is already a member.
Yeah, can you guys please, write down your email ID in the chat box, please?
Okay, I was just trying to find. Sorry, guys.
You can go to reports, Natila.
Yeah,
It'll
that's where I was trying to go to see who are the other.
Yeah,
two, so
just at the top. Just
yeah.
at the there you go.
Okay. Okay, so
the top one.
Open.
There we go.
See. Okay, so where was it, Kareem? Before
go down a little bit.
Okay.
Click on all 34 and it should be at the top, Natila, next to summary. There we go.
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry, guys. So the first one was Kevin, Mahmoud, Sashi, Sally, and Tessa. So congratulations to 5 of you. This is really, really great. So let me just stop sharing my screen so I can see you. So congratulations. Please send your emails maybe to in the chat box or to Neil, and then we will be sharing the what you have won. So let's just mention again. So 5 of you won the regular membership, where you will get the chance to download our PMO guidebook in a digital copy. So congratulations, and thank you for for participating in this quiz and in the whole event. Yeah, so that was really fun. So let's just see the chat box if anyone else has written any more questions, or if you still have any questions that maybe you didn't remember, or you just remember now to ask. Feel free to ask us. I can see that you are all typing your email, so that's good. Oh, thank you, Pam. So Pam is saying thank you for spending part of your Saturday with us. It was our pleasure. We are so happy to be spending the Saturday with you guys. Thank you. Okay, so I have one question from Kevin. How does the model align with a PMO K?
PMBOK.
Yeah. Thank you, Ahmed. Okay, so who is going to answer that question?
So let me take it. So
How
actually
does, yeah.
PMO guide is very rich, and it is it has its own models of doing things. And this PMO guidebook has also its own framework. Actually, based on this, it is built in. So what we'll do, actually, the framework that we have discussed, in the email, when the email going from Neil after this event, probably we will send you the framework detailed document. Also, if you just become a member of the PMO Global Institute using this link, you can download the framework as well. So basically, what I would say, not aligned, but PMO guidebook has its own way of managing the frameworks. Actually, thank you, Kevin, and thank you all the winners actually for joining today's events. And that was brilliant, to be part of this, part of your prestigious chapter. Oh my God. I think recently you just celebrated your 37th birthday of the chapter. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? When I saw that, Southern New England chapter actually first started in 1983. Oh my God, big congratulations to all the chapter members. Really appreciate what you're doing. Really, really appreciate. Thank you. Over to you, Neil. Thank you.
Sorry, can I just jump in before
Yeah,
that, Neil? Sorry, I just see that in the chat box, Mahmoud is saying that he is already a member. So should we maybe give it to the 6th person?
Yeah, I would.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just see who was. Okay, so Sayoko was 6th. So
Congratulations,
Sayoko.
Welcome.
Please share your email ID, Sayoko. Please share your email ID.
Please share your email. Congratulations again to all of you. So Neil, over to you.
Thank you. So, again, just thanks everyone for coming out this morning. We greatly appreciate it. For all the Southern New England chapter members, anyone that's a non-member, thanks for joining. Maybe you'll consider joining our chapter if you're in the Connecticut area. I'm not sure because we're virtual. Because we do offer events like this that pop up. So I'm glad that Corinne and Nartilla and Abdullah, had reached out to me a couple of months ago to try and get this event up and running. So, so thanks to them. It's greatly appreciated of partnering with the PMO Global Institute, as they start their journey in improving PMOs. So I think a lot of us PMs, it seems based on some of the discussions and questions that a lot of us do work in PMOs, and like I said, we've all had the experience where a lot of them are not good. Some are pretty good in what they do. And certainly this is just more information for us, as PMs to help us improve, because that's kind of like our goals. We want to be good project managers. We want to be successful, and anything we can, any tips or anything we can get out of this to help us improve ourselves, our own careers, and also the companies we work for is also a plus. So, so that was the purpose of me working with the Global Institute here to, present their fast track PMO to give us some kind of tools and techniques to help us improve the PMOs that we work for today. So again, thanks to the PMO Global Institute. Thanks everyone for joining, and feel free to reach out to me anytime if you have any questions. We can certainly bring back the Global Institute for any additional, future collaborations, if you guys are looking for that. So I'll take any questions too, if anyone has any. Thanks, Kevin. Oh, for the PDUs, yeah, there's no code. You just self-report, because it's you got two PDUs, so you can go into your My PMI, and I think it's like I forget which category. I think it's like the organization and events, and you just pop in the two PDUs, And it's for strategic and business management, I believe, is the category. Let me just double check the website. I know it's on our event page here. Let's see. Oh, actually, my bad. The two PDUs, half 0.5, half goes to leadership, half goes to strategic business management, and one goes to technical project management. So again, it's on our event page is where to select the categories for the PDUs. Were there any other questions? Copy of the recorded meeting.
So
You know where they can get a copy of the recorded meeting?
we will be most probably sharing that because we have recorded the session, and we will be sharing it. We will send you, Neil, the link, so then you can share it with everyone else.
Yep, so you'll send me, so if you send me the recorded session plus the PowerPoint slide, and I'll get that to all the participants.
Sure, of course, I will be sending that straight away after this event. So I also see loads of messages, everyone thanking us, and I just want to thank you all again, because it was a really good Saturday to spend it with all of you. And thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure to be having the, to be sharing the knowledge, and also to having the quiz. It was so fun. Hope it was fun for you, all of you as well. So thank you again. So if anyone else has anything else to add before we finish the event? Okay, so I think we are all done. So we will let you have a very great weekend ahead. It's still early there because, and that's really good. So yeah, so thank you again for joining us. It was a pleasure to be sharing this event, Fast Track Your PMO, with you, and hope that, of course, in the near future we will meet again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
so much.
Have a good weekend.
Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
You too.
Bye-bye. Take care, sir.